what's up? Another hot tip during this hot ass weather from Sean from Advance. Today we're going to talk about water quality and quantity. So we're talking about troughs, and there's a whole lot of content that we've shot about trough cleaning inside the hub. Comment hub anytime during the video, you guys will get sent a link about how to clean your troughs. You can drag and drop it so that you can get the team to do it. What better way to get around and get a bit of a dip than go around and empty 40 troughs or 80 troughs on this farm actually in the middle of summer. So water quality.
Yep. No. Well, basically, the better the water, the more they're going to drink.
Yep.
And the more water they drink, the less affected they are going to be by the heat, essentially. So you know what it's like. You're hot and you've got a dry mouth, and you're obviously sweating more when it's hot, so you need to drink more. So certainly having clean water available to the cows is really important, but having clean quality water also really important. And then thirdly, making sure there's consistent water supply. So one of the biggest complaints I have with farms is, the water's great for most of the year, but those 2 months of the year it's real hot, we just can't get enough water to the cows. So they're out there ripping up alkaline, putting down bigger pipes and things, because the first 100 or so cows to the paddock drink the trough dry, and then the trough just can't keep up with demand. So so certainly something that will help increase milk production. And it has a whole lot of animal health flow-on effects as well. So upping that water supply is certainly putting the investment into that is a good return, good bang for buck.
Cool, so a bit of action there from a hands-on point of view from myself, guys. When I first come onto this farm here, we've got, we had a system that went right around the farm and stopped at the back paddocks. Now we've got a loop system, we've got pressure. I think it increased our pressure by 300% at the back end troughs. So literally just changed the game. It does make it a bit more difficult to find a water leak, but by having a tap at the back, you can obviously isolate the situation. So loop system with your water, meaning that the water can go from out one side and then also pump from the other side as well, rather than going to a dead end and having the last trough on the farm having bugger all pressure. The other one is obviously the size or diameter of your piping around your pump. So if you've got a reduced fitting around your pump, you're instantly reducing the amount of volume that is able to be pushed through. The pressure is going to be the same, but the volume is going to be limited. So it's volume that you want as well as pressure getting out to the paddocks, right? When the cows come in, they drink a shitload of water, right? Those first 100 cows come out and suck it out. You don't want it to be coming out real fast. You want a shitload to be coming out. So you want volume. All right, we're not trying to water blast the troughs. So you want a whole lot of volume coming out. And also, depending on what sort of minerals you're putting through the water system, they can also clog them up, which is why obviously you guys are coming through in the feed system. If you guys put certain types of product through your guys' line, it can actually settle in the troughs and in the water line. So if you've got a trough down the back of the farm that only gets emptied out sort of once every 30 days, right, all of those minerals that are in there drop down, and if you measure that over say 10 years, all of a sudden you've gone from a say 40 or 32 inch hose, and all of a sudden there's so much mineral built up in there from 10 years worth of minerals going through. You're now working with probably 10 or 20 mils of open pipes. So whole lot of things to consider there. Another awesome reason why it's good to have a loop system, because the water's always passing through and moving those minerals.
Yeah, definitely. Putting XY12 through is a really good tool.
For moss and removal of anything else, like any gunge.
It's basically chlorine, so that will help. So usually the minerals are settling in the pipe because there's an organic compound in there as well. So Rumensin or any bloat oil is a classic.
Bloat oil.
So any of those sort of things that the microbes or the fungi or whatever, or algae feed on, that's what sort of clogs the pipes up.
It's catching on to them as it passes through.
Exactly, yeah.
And 10, 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
You only need 1 mil every year to start changing things.
Definitely, it makes a huge difference. So a lot of farmers I work with will they'll periodically flush them out, or every year coming into the summer. So you just take a fitting off the back trough, or if you've got a loop system, you isolate it two different places, run the XY12 through, or chlorine essentially, and just let it clean the whole system out, because you're right, it makes a huge difference. The other thing some of the guys have done is they've just upgraded the size of the pipe for the first, 100 metres or whatever of pipe, and that can make a big difference. So a lot of guys will, Yeah, well, a lot of farmers will say, oh, you know, it's a massive job to rip out all the pipe and put bigger pipe in, because they might have, I don't know, bought in another 40 hectares or whatever.
Yep.
But just changing that first section can
Yep.
make quite a big difference.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you've got a farm where you've got, say, 3 mobs or 2 mobs, and you might be leaving a hose like that from the pump, but you've got 6 or 7 of those size hoses
Yeah,
leaving
coming
from
off.
that one.
Yeah.
That first 100 meters of high volume water supplying all of those bigger ones is obviously going to make huge difference.
Yep,
Water's
definitely.
interesting, guys. We'll have a bit of a yarn about that. Actually, we'll get the big dogs in to talk
Yeah,
about that. Might have a bit of a yarn with Gallagher and see if they'll be able to occupy that space. So, but awesome chat there, mate. Look forward to seeing you guys with some more tips around how to keep cows cool during this hot period of time.